Oh my dear friends, so today we start with the different tooling contact bearing selection. That is a selection criteria. Okay, so we start with the initial simple single condition numerical problems. Okay, so take an example: a deep groove ball bearing, that is called as a DGBP, carries a radial load of 4 kilonewtons and axial load of 2 kilonewtons. Okay, bearing rotates at 960 rpm with the expected life of 10,000 hours, considering 92% probability of survival. Operating temperature is 125 degree. Select suitable bearing for the diameter of the shaft 100 mm. Okay. Now this is the data. Now we have to convert it. We are going to we have to convert the same in our required. That is a PHE nomenclature. Okay. So we see it. First one FR, that is a radial load. I have specified as a FR 4 kilonewtons, axial load 2 kilonewtons, then RPM 960 RPM, and then life is given in hours, hence I have specified as L suffix H, okay, and 92 because 92% probability is given over there. Okay, now next one, operating temperature is so given. T operative is 125 degrees centigrade and diameter of the shaft is 100 mm. Okay, now, first step is determination of equivalent to, before which we can't start with it. Okay. So now P equivalent is equal to CR into X into FR plus Y into FA and whole multiplied by service factor. This is standard formula given on PHG 4.2. Okay. Now where CR is the ring rotation factor. Okay. Now in our case, where whether the outer race rotates, whether the inner race rotates is not given, so we assume that only inner race rotates. So value of CR is equal to 1 in our case. So FR 4 kilonewtons, FA 2 kilonewtons, service factor 1.2, that is we are assumed as a rotary motion with no impact. So it is taken to be as a 1.2 with reference to the PHG 4.2, assuming the value of E. Okay, so FA by FR is equal to 0.5, but we can't find out the value of FA by C0 because bearing is not known to us. So unless and until bearing is not known to us, we can't find out the value of FA by C0. Okay, then now we have to assume the value of E such that FA by FR should be greater than the value of E. Okay, now why? Okay, step 1, determination of equivalent load continuous once again. Now this is a standard table given for deep groove ball bearing on PHG 4.4. Now what they have given in first column they have given the type of the bearing, then in third there will be FA by C0 ratio, and in the last they will get the value of E. Okay. Now in our case FA by FR is 0.5. Okay, so I can assume in order to make the value of FA by FR greater than the value of E, I can assume the value of E. Okay, less than the value of FA by FR, so I can assume the value of 0.44, 0.37, 0.7, 0.22, anything, any value I can change it. Okay, so what happens if I consider the extreme value? Okay, if I consider the extreme lesser value, if I consider the value of E is equal to 0.22, then what happens? If I consider E is equal to 0.22, then X is equal to comes out to be 0.56, Y comes out to be 2. It means that the value of P effect will be higher, resulting the higher dynamic load carrying capacity. It means that some bearings may not fit in our criteria. And if similarly, if I go for the higher value of E, then I will get the lesser value of Y. So I can get the lesser value of P effective, lesser value of C. Okay, it means that I can select, or I may select the bearing which may get fit in the life criteria. Okay, now next, hence on compromise we go for the intermediate value of 0 E is equal to 0.31. So from my suggestion, go for intermediate value as 0.31. Okay, so if I consider the value of E is equal to 0.31, so X is equal to 0.56, Y is equal to 1.4. Okay, now if I put those two values, then I will get the value of P equivalent as 6.048 kilonewtons as shown. Okay, now next, required life of the bearing. We know that our life is given at 92% probability of survival, and all the data from the PHG is with reference to the 90% of probability of survival. It means that I need to convert the given life in terms of revolutions at 90% of probability of survival. Okay. Now LH92 already we have written, that is given as 10,000 hours. Okay, then L92 is equal to LH92 into 60 into n divided by 10 to the power of 6, because I want the life in terms of millions of revolutions. Okay, so that comes out to be 576 millions of revolutions as shown. Next, but here data, I need to convert this value of L92 to L90, because data with reference to the all bearings is with reference to the 90% of probability of survival. So this is a standard formula is given on PHE 4.2 for the conversion, where X is the any probability other than the 90%. Okay, so in our case X is equal to 92 and value of B is equal to 1.34 for deep groove ball bearing, okay, so if I put all the values, then I will get a value of L90 at 685.8814. See, the line probability drop down, it means that life will get increased. Okay, then next one, determination of dynamic load carrying capacity. So C is equal to L90 upon L10 raised to the power of 1 upon K into P effective. Again, the same formula is given on PHE 4.2, where L90 is equal to 685.8814 into 10 to the power of 6 revolutions, L10. All the time it's a standard as 1 millions of revolutions. Then P equivalent is equal to 6.08 kilonewtons. K is equal to 3 for deep groove ball bearing, and we'll get the value of C is equal to 53.3369 kilonewtons. Okay, that comes out to be 5333.69 kgf. But now, since the operating temperature is greater than 100 degrees centigrade, so dynamic load carrying capacity drop down with the temperature, and that is given on PSG 4.2. So see from the table, you can get it as at 125 degrees capacity will be decreased by 5%. So I need to consider somewhat higher capacity bearing. It means that the value of C required will be C upon 0.95. So that comes out to be 5614.4153 kgf. Okay, so now we have to look for selection of bearing. So what are the selection parameters? Diameter 100 mm and dynamic load carrying capacity required, it is 5614.4153 kgf. So now we go for the first page at 4.12, that is a deep groove ball bearing 60 series. Okay, our diameter is 100 mm. It means that I have to go for 6020 or 6220 or 6330 like this. So if I go for 6020, see the dynamic load carrying capacity is only 4750 kgf, but my requirement is 5614.4153 kgf. It means that I can't select this bearing. Okay, so I will go for the next, that is bearing number 6220. Here capacity is 9650, which is greater than our requirement. Okay, we can go for this with reference to PHG 4.13. Again, if you go for PHG 4.14, then the bearing is given as 6320. Okay, and whose capacity is 13700 kg, which is greater than our requirement. So we can go with this bearing. Okay, so this is the selection of bearing. Now these are the two bearings. We have to select any one from this. Okay, so now checking the bearing for live criteria. So let me check for the bearing escape 6220. First of all, FR is equal to 4 kN, that is 400 kgf. FA 2 kN, that is 200 kgf. C0, now C0 is known to us because bearing we had selected it. Okay, so that comes out to be 8150 kgf. So FA by FR is equal to 0.5. FA by C0 is equal to 0.2453. Okay, then corresponding value of E with respect to that is 0.22. See the table. Okay, 0.2453, it means that it is equal to 0.025. So I will consider as E is equal to 0.22 without going for the extrapolation. Okay, then X is equal to, if I consider E is equal to 0.22, then X is equal to 0.56 and Y is equal to 2, then P equivalent comes out to be 7.488 kilonewtons. Okay, now C is equal to L90 upon L10 raised to the power of 1 upon K into P effective. So P equivalent comes out to be 7.488 kilonewtons, that is 748.8 kgf. Value of dynamic load carrying capacity is given as 9650 kgf. Okay, hence available dynamic load carrying capacity, that is 9650 kgf. If I put all these values inside it, then I will get the available life for this bearing at 90% of probability of survival is 2140 0.3482 millions of revolutions. Now this value is greater than our requirement. What is our requirement? That is 685.8814 millions of revolutions. It means that if I use this pairing, I will get the life too much greater than the requirement. Hence, I can select this pairing. Now, just a make a bit that if suppose this pairing having comes out to be that is available life with this pairing comes lesser than the requirement, then go for the check-in for the very next pairing. So this completes the first simple problem. Thank you. Okay. Now we start with the multi-selection bearing or multi-situational bearing. Initially we go for the only single situation problem, that is single throughout the life of the bearing there will be a single radial force, single axial force. Now we go for the multi-situational problem. It means that throughout the life there may be a chances that there will be multiple conditions. Okay. Now we see the problem. Select single row deep groove ball bearing for the following particulars. Okay, see the radial load, axial load, percentage type, speed in rpm, then the type of loading and the service factor. So see for the first 30%, it means that suppose the total life is let it be a 1000 millions of revolutions, then for the first 300 millions of revolutions, that is the first cycle is given 3 kilonewtons and the 1 kilonewtons is the axial load. For remaining 25% of the time, it will be 2.5 kilonewtons and 1.2 kilonewtons radial and axial respectively. And for the next remaining 45%, it is given as 2 and 0.6 as a value given. Okay, and again for each cycle there will be a rpm is different. It means that it's a rpm varying as well as a percentage varying. It's a time varying problem. It's a combination of rpm and time varying problem. Okay, then the type of loading is uniform, mild, shock and moderate. So respectively service factors are given. Now what they are given, required life is 15,000 hours with 92% probability of survival. Okay, then the shaft diameter is 80 mm. Okay, and now we are going to select for this bearing. Okay, now determination of cubic mean load, that is the first step considering the stage 1. Okay, stage 1, P equivalent is equal to CR into X into FR plus Y into FA. That is a standard formula. So in our case they haven't given the any data regarding the ring rotation factor, so we are assuming the ring rotation factor as 1. Okay, then FR 3 kilonewtons, FA 1 kilonewtons. So we first of all service factor is 1.1. Okay, then we go for the equivalent bearing load. Now in this case this is a standard table already provided in PSG. Okay, so FA by FR 0.333, and but FA by C0 we can't find it out. Okay, so we need to assume the value of E such that FA by FR is should be greater than the value of E, so that there is a consideration of both the radial as well as the axial force. Okay, so if FA by FR is less than FA by FR is 0.333, and if I want to make the value of FA by FR less than 0.333, then value of option for value of ER 0.31, 0.27, 0.24, 0.22. Okay, so as I am already stated to you that don't go for extreme lower or extreme higher available values, go for intermediate values. Okay, so I will consider E is equal to 0.27, so X comes out to be 0.56 and Y comes out to be 1.6. Okay, so P equivalent comes out to be 3.608 kilonewtons. Okay, then we go for the second cycle, that is a stage 2. So P equivalent is equal to CR into X into FR plus Y into FA, same formula. Again same ring rotation factor is equal to 1, then FR 2.5, FA 1.2 as given in a table. Okay, then service factor 1.25, again the same table that we are going to use it. Now FA by FR is comes out to be 0.48. Okay, so I can assume the value of E, that is 0.44, 0.37 up to 0.22, any value I can select it. But again as per my previous suggestions, don't go for the extreme value, go for intermediate value. So I will consider E is equal to 0.37, so X comes out to be 0.56, Y comes out to be 1.2, and P equivalent is equal to 3.55 kilonewtons. Okay, now next stage 3, we go for stage 3. So again standard formula remains same. ring rotation factor 1 remains same, FR 2 kilonewtons, FA 0.6 kilonewtons, service factor 1.3, service factor 1.3. Okay, now in this case FA bar FR is equal to 0.3. Okay, so as per the standards, assume the value of E less than the assume the value of E less than the value of FA by FR, so 0.3. So I can go for 0.27, 0.24, 0.22. So as per the previous suggestions, don't go for the extreme value, go for intermediate value. I have considered E is equal to 0.24. So corresponding values of X is equal to 0.56, Y is equal to 1.8. So P equivalent 3 comes out to be 2.86 kilonewtons. Now go for cubic mean effective load. Now you have got the two options, either revolutions varying, either time varying. Okay, these are two formulas given on PHE 4.2. But in our case, what happens? There is a revolutions are also varying, time is also varying. Okay, so I have to go for clubbing this formula. Okay, so I have clubbed this formula as shown. That is, Fm is equal to cube root of same formula I have used it, cube root of summation of pi cube niti upon summation of niti from I is equal to 1 to n. So in many cycles there may be a 4 cycle, there may be a 5 cycles. In our case there will be a 3 cycles, so n is equal to 3 in our case. Okay, so in our case we have this table, that is stage 1 what is the value of P equivalent, what is stage 2 what is the value of P equivalent, and for stage 3 what is the value of P equivalent. Okay, so all these values we are getting it in this table. Okay, then if I put all these values, that is a P1, N1, T1, P2, N2, T2, T2, P3, N3 and T3 in this formula, and if I simplify it, then get the value of mean effective load FM as 3.3415 kilonewtons. Okay, so equivalent speed and required life, that is equivalent load, now equivalent speed. Now equivalent speed and equivalent equal to summation of niti upon summation of ti. Okay, again if I use the same table, then I will get the value of n equivalent as 592.5 rpm. Now this rpm, now in this case also the life is given at 92% probability of survival, that I need to consider, that I need to convert first of all in terms of revolutions. So LH92 15,000 hours, I get it as L92 is equal to 533.25 millions of revolutions. Now if I want to convert it into L90, I have to use the same formula as I have used for the previous case. So in our case, X is equal to 92%, B is equal to 1.34 for deep groove ball bearing. So I have get the value of L90 as 634.9762 millions of revolutions. Okay, now this required load carrying capacity, so C is equal to L90 upon L10 raised to the power of 1 upon K into Fm. Now why is it Fm? Because here three different cycles are there, we have to consider the mean effective load. Okay, so L90 634.9762 millions of revolutions. Okay, L10 always 1 million of revolutions, Fm 3.3415 kilonewtons. Okay, then K is equal to 3 for ball bearing, then C is equal to 28 point, then C comes out to be 28.7206, that is 2872.06 kg. Okay, now selection of bearing, again we are going to select the bearing only on two parameters, as the diameter and the dynamic load carrying capacity required. Okay, so if I go for 80 mm, diameter is equal to 80 mm, so 80 divided by 5, I have to go for 16. So I can go for 6016, I can go for 6216, I can go for 6316. That is a series of the deep groove ball bearing. Okay, now if you see it, there will be a 6016. The capacity available with the bearing is 3750 kgf. Dynamic load carrying capacity available is 3750 kgf. Can I use it? Yes, because it is greater than the requirement. Then next one, that is 62 series 6216 with the capacity 5700 kgf. I can select it. Then PSG 4.14, that is 6316 also, capacity is 9650, so I can select it. So I have the three options, that is escape 6016, 6216, 6316. Now I have to check it one by one for life criteria. Okay, now checking the bearing, first bearing is 6016. Okay, so again the standard formula is same, so CR1 FR same, service factor is same. Okay, again I have to use this table. Now I have to use this table precisely because here C0 is known to us, because bearing number is known to us. Okay, so FA by FR 0.3 for this bearing, C0 is equal to 3350 kgf. So FA by FR 0.333 and FA by C0 is 0.02985. Okay, now FA by 0 for this value of FA by C0 is 0.02985. Now in this table, see in this table, FA by C0, this value is in between 0.025 and 0.04. So I need to go for interpolation. I need to go for the interpolation in order to get the calculate the value of corresponding value of E and corresponding value of Y. Okay, so for that reason, just go with this table and go for the interpolation. So if by 0, our value is in between 0.025 and 0.04, correct? Okay, so write down the corresponding values of E and corresponding values of Y for the interpolation. Okay, so after the interpolation, I have got the value of E is equal to 0.2264 by interpolation. Okay, then FA by FR comes out to be greater than 0.333 greater than 0.2264. So FA by FR is greater than the value of E. Okay, then corresponding values of X is equal to 0.56 and corresponding value of Y will be found out by interpolation is 1.1953. So P equivalent comes out to be 3.9768 kilonewtons. Okay. Similarly, I have to go for a stage 2. For stage 2 again the formula is same, value remains same. Okay, we will see one by one. Again C0 0.3350 kgf. Then we calculate the value of FA by FR, calculate the value of C0 FA by C0. Okay, then corresponding values are, I have to use this table, and corresponding values are FA by C0 is in between 0.025 and 0.04. Okay, then I have the value of corresponding value of E as 0.22 and 0.24, and corresponding values of Y are 2 and 1.8. Then I go for the interpolation. I will get the value of E, corresponding values of E is equal to 0.2344, which is lesser than FA by FR. Okay, then if FA by FR is FA by FR greater than the value of E, then corresponding value of Y can be found out by interpolation, and that comes out to be 1.8557 as shown. So X is equal to 0.56, Y is equal to 1.8557. Then P equivalent to comes out to be 4.5336 kilonewtons. Okay, the same way I have to go for stage 3 also. So in stage 3 again values remain same as we did in a selection of bearing. Okay, again FA by FR 0.3 and FA by C0 comes out to be 0.017. Okay, but FA by C0 is lesser than the minimum value available with the table. Okay, so I have to go, so see minimum value is 0.025 and our value of FA by FA by C0, that is 0.017, which is lesser than the value given in the PhD. Okay, hence I have hence don't go for the extrapolation. Okay, and select the value of E is equal to 0.22. So again FA by FR greater than value of E. Okay, then X is equal to 0.56, Y is equal to 2. Here no need to go for extrapolation. Okay, again if you put all the values and if you go for the determination of cubic equivalent, that is mean equivalent load or cubic equivalent load adds, you have to go for the same formula because it's a time varying and the revolution varying formula problem. Okay, so in our case these are the standard values we are getting it. Okay, with respect to the bearing number SKF 6016. Okay, then FM comes out to be 3.8932 kilonewtons. Now we have to go for determination of bearing life. Okay, so bearing life is how much, how to calculate it. So again C is equal to L90 upon 8 10 raised to the power of 1 upon K into FM with respect to 4.2. Now in our case value of C is 3750 kgf with respect to the bearing SKF 6016. Okay, and attain always 1 millions of revolutions, FM 3.8932 kilonewtons. Okay, and K is equal to 3 for ball bearing. So L90 available is equal to 893.66 millions of revolutions, which is greater than our required value is 634.9762 millions of revolutions. It it means that we can select the bearing SKF 6016, which will give the available life greater than the required. Okay, so this completes the second part. Now we cover the multiple reverse problem. Now this is a straightforward problem. Select the bearing and again check it. So in some problems the conditions are given and we have to select the bearing by reverse way. Take an example. A single row deep groove ball bearing escape 6403 is used to support the lay shaft of 4-speed automobile gearbox is subjected to the following load with respect to the speed ratios. Okay, so this is the loading cycle, that is gear 1, gear 2, gear 3, gear 4. It means that's a 4-geared bike. Okay, so on first gear, what is the axial load? 3250 newtons. What is the radial load? 4000 newtons. And what is the time? What is the total time throughout the working? Is only 1%. So okay. Similarly for gear 2, gear 3, gear 4, all the data is given. And what they are given, the lay shaft is connected to the engine shaft and rotates at 1750 rpm. Bearing is expected to be in use for 4000 hours of operation. Okay, find the reliability with which the life could be expected. It means that here what they have given, expected life is given at the rpm, and they are asked to calculate the reliability, okay, with which will get that expected life. Okay. See. So first we go for the service factor. Since the first gear of the bicycle has the highest torque, so we consider the higher service factor for the gear 1, gear 2, and then we reduce down to the gear 4 as shown. So gear 1 1.5, gear 2 1.4, gear 3 1.3, gear 4 1.2. You can assume 2 1.8 1.6, but show the decrease in service factors. Okay. So bearing properties. So escape, if you go for this escape 6403, the properties are given. So for 6403, value of static load carrying capacity is given as 1280 kgf and value of dynamic load carrying capacity as 1800 kgf. Okay. Now we move forward to the determination of cubic mean load. So we consider again stage 1, again standard same formula, P equivalent is equal to CR into X into FR plus Y into FA into service factor. Then CR is equal to ring rotation factor, CR is equal to 1. Okay, FR 4000, FA 3250, convert in units of kgf. Okay, then C0 is equal to 1280 kgf. So FA by FR comes out to be 0.8125 and FA by C0 comes out to be 0.2539. Okay, so relative values of E and Y are found out by interpolation. Okay, so this is a standard value. Our value of FA by C0 comes out to be 0.2539, which is in between 0.25 and 0.5. Corresponding values of E are 0.37 and 0.44. So I have to go for interpolation. Okay, so by interpolation I will get the value of E at 0.3711. okay, so now still this value, still FA by FR greater than the value of E, so I have to use the value of X is equal to 0.56 and Y is equal to 1.1969 by interpolation. Okay, so I got the value of P equivalent 1 is equal to 9194.8875 newtons. Fine. Similarly, I have to go for stage 2 first, or gear 2. Stage 2, again the same formula, FR 2750 newtons, FA 500 newtons. Okay, then C0 is equal to 1280. So FA by FR 0.1818 and FA by C0 0.03906. Okay, again if you go for 0.03906, it means that this is in between 0.025 and 0.04. So again I have to go for interpolation. So if you refer it by interpolation, I will get the value of E is equal to 0.2387. okay, so if you compare the value of FA by FR, FA by FR is 0.1818 and E comes out to be 0.2387. It means that FA by FR less than the value of E, so X is equal to 1, Y is equal to 0. So corresponding value of P equivalent comes out to be 3850 newtons. Similarly, if you go for stage 3, again standard values are there. FR 2750, FA 50 newtons, okay, 50 newtons. So it comes out to be in terms of kgf as shown. Then FA by FR 0.0118, 0.0118 remains same. FA by C0 0.003906, which is lesser than minimum value available in PHG. It means that for this, don't go for interpolation. Assume the value of E is equal to least value at 0.22. Okay. So FA by FR less than the value of E. once again. So x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. So P equivalent 3 comes out to be 3575 newtons. Okay. And in case of in fourth case, both the forces are 0. It means that finally we'll get it as P equivalent 4 is equal to 0. Okay. So now determination of cubic mean effective load. This is a standard formula. Again, we need to reconvert it. Okay. Oh, so after reconverting it, and this is a standard table where the RPM remains same, time is varying, okay, and P equivalent is varying. Still, I know it's RPM, that's a revolution varying. It's not the revolution varying problem. So instead of using the same formula, just use the same formula and put all the values. Okay, still get the same answers. So after simplifying, I will get it as mean effective load as 2762.1854 newtons. Okay. So now what is the available determination of available life at 90% of probability? That is nothing but C is equal to L90 upon L10 raised to the power of 1 upon K into Fm. Okay. Now C is equal to 1800 kgf, already known it. L10 1 millions of revolutions, Fm 2762.84, that is nothing but 267.2185 kgf. So if I put it, I will get the value of L90 is equal to 305.645 millions of revolutions. Okay, millions of revolutions. Now determination of probability. See, life required, that is Lx, life required is 4000 hours at 1750 rpm at 92%. What is the percentage that we need to find? Hence I have keep it as Lx. So Lx comes out to be 420 millions of revolutions by putting the LH as 4000 hours and n is equal to 1750 rpm. Okay. So again, standard formula, Lx upon L90 is equal to ln of 1 upon x upon ln of 1 upon 0.9 raised to the power of 1 upon b. Okay, so L90 available, L90 is how much? 305. Okay, L at x, that is 420 millions of revolutions, b is equal to 1.34. If you put it, I will get the value of x is equal to 0.8510. It means that 85.10. It means that this 420 millions of revolutions, I will get it at the probability of 85.1 percentage of reliability. Okay. Now we go for spherical ruler bearing problem. Okay. Select a spherical ruler bearing subject to the radial load of 4 kilonewtons and axial load of 1.2 kilonewtons, running at 900 rpm at operating temperature of 125 degree. Required life of the bearing is 6000 hours at an probability of 93% of probability of survival. Okay. So let we convert the given things in our standard nomenclature, that is FR 4 kilonewtons, FA 1.2, RPM N 900, T operational 125 degrees. Okay, life in hours at 93% already, 6000 hours. Assuming the shaft diameter is 52, is in between 50 to 100 mm. Now why we have to assume it? Because for specifically for roller bearing, the values of E, X and Y are given for specific range of diameters. Okay. Now see, determination of equivalent load. So again you have to use the same formula, P equivalent is equal to CR into X into FR. Okay. Now in this case also they haven't mentioned about the ring rotation, so we assume only inner rotate. So CR is equal to 1. So FR 4, FA 1.2, service factor 1.2. We have assumed it, assuming the rotary motion with no impact. Okay. Now see this table. Oh, okay. Now we are assuming the value of the shaft diameter as how much? 50 to 100 mm. It means that it will be in between 10 times C to 20 times C. Okay. It means that corresponding value of E is 0.23. Corresponding value of E is equal to 0.23. Okay. So if I by FR is written the value of E, so X is equal to 0.67 and Y is equal to 4.4. So equivalent force comes out to be 9.552 kilonewtons. Now required life of the bearing. In this case, life of the bearing is given at 92% probability of survival. So LH93 is equal to 6000 hours. Okay, that is given. So L93 is equal to LH93 into 60 into N divided by 10 to the power of 6. That comes out to be 324 millions of revolutions. Okay, but the data given for the bearing in PHGs with reference to 90% probability of survival. So we have to change it as L90 is equal to 445.5898 millions of revolutions. But just I am mentioning here value of B is equal to 1.17 for roller bearing. It's not a roller, it's not deep groove ball bearing, it's a roller bearing. Okay. Then we go for next determination of dynamic load carrying capacity. Okay, so C is equal to L90 upon L10 raised to the power of 1 upon K into P effective. Okay, so L90, that is 445 millions of revolutions, L10 1, P equivalent 9.552, K is equal to 10 by 3. Here is a roller bearing, so we have to consider K is equal to 10 by 3. Okay, with reference to PHG 4.2. Now this comes out to be C is equal to 59.5353, that is 5953.53 kgf. Okay. Now here operating temperature is 125 degrees centigrade. Hence I have to consider the higher static load carrying capacity. So C required is equal to 6266.87 kgf. Okay. So selection of bearing. So ds, diameter of the shaft, is in between 50 to 100 mm. Okay, and C required, that is dynamic torque and velocity required, is 6266.87 kgf. Now see the chart or the data given regarding the spherical roller bearing in case in PHG 4.32. See, our shaft diameter is 50, so I have to start with the 55. Na? So 22211C. 22211C. What is the capacity? 8300. Our requirement is 6266.87. So can I go for this pairing 222211? Yes. Can I go for 22212? Capacity is 10,000. It is greater than our requirement. It means that I can go for all the bearings in the range that we have assumed it. Okay. So I can assume escape 22211 and any bearing up to 22220, because this is shaft range we have given. So this completes the selection of spherical roller bearing. Thank you very much. And this is all about the bearing selection from the Professor Sumit Madhusar. Thank you. Thank you very much.